The following Defending Our America episode is presented without commercial interruption by Sig Sauer.
One of our SWAT guys, this was just about a month ago, he's in his full garb, patches, everything. I mean, you can tell he's a law enforcement officer, goes to pick his daughter up at a local school. The principal says, you can't come on campus, there's some concerns about your gun.
Other parents were expressing concerns about you bringing that gun here.
And he said, I'm a police officer, I'm here to get my daughter. We understand that, but parents are kind of concerned that you're bringing a gun on campus. And so he was like, you have got to be kidding me.
Same thing happened to me. My daughter was at a school function, after school function, and I showed up about 10 minutes early, and I was standing outside the door, and parents said, what's the problem? I had no problem. They went in and told the principal they had a concern that there was a police officer standing out front.
Were you in uniform?
Yeah, full uniform. And it gave an image of that there was something wrong, and because, I get it. People see police at school and they get nervous because they're, this is blown up. It sucks.
Telling a cop not to have a gun because it makes people feel uncomfortable, that is transference of, imparting evil on an inanimate object. When I was a cop in St. Louis, it was very much the opposite. When we got out on the street, at roll call, they would say, hey, Kentucky Fried Chicken just opened a new franchise on the corner of Utah and 19th. Cops eat free in uniform anytime. Bring your family in after hours, show your badge, you get 50% off the whole ticket. And there were literally every fast food chain and almost every restaurant in the city of St. Louis had that policy. Why? Because they wanted that good guy with the gun in there. And so it became the norm. It became the policy in the St. Louis metropolitan area that if you wanted to attract the good guys with guns, you gave them free food. Because they know for that half hour that you're sitting there having a BLT and some French fries, they're safe. And now we've gone to the gun is bad, even if it's on the hip of a guy who's wearing a police uniform with a badge, the gun is bad.
The fact is, me as a police officer, I have to have a gun to do my job because there are bad people that want to kill me. And I have to be able to kill a bad guy before he kills me. That's just the fact of the job. And I have to be able to kill a bad guy before he kills you and your family. Fact of the job. And it's the same for our military. There are guys trying to kill them every day. And so they have to be able to defend themselves.
Everyone wants to be comfortable. Don't make me feel uncomfortable. Let's not talk about things that are uncomfortable. And people are soft, My oldest son was playing in the schoolyard, and he was playing like cops or robbers or something. He had a finger gun that he was, shooting at the other kids or whatever, and they were all playing together, so apparently a lot of people were doing this, but I mean, it doesn't matter to me. And the teacher said, Sam plays like that a lot. He's a lot of soldiers, a lot of cops and robbers kind of stuff, and I've had other kids come and say they're uncomfortable because he's doing that. And I said, so what? Well, what's your point? Do you want me to tell him to stop doing it? What if I told you that it makes him feel very uncomfortable that other people are uncomfortable with him doing that?
To keep people safe in today's world, there is going to be violence. We're talking about the greater good here, and that's what the American public needs to understand, is that there's a greater good, and the greater good is the security of the nation, the security of them and their communities, the safety of them, their children, their children's children, the future of this country. All of that stuff is dependent on our law enforcement and military being able to do their jobs.
We have gone so far off the reservation of logic and reason, it's ridiculous. I mean, little kids making pretend sounds like he's throwing hand grenades in a playground. 5-year-old gets suspended from his school. My kids live in a house with guns, they all shoot guns, they're all comfortable with it, and they're all safe because of it. And to have these ignorant people teaching kids that any association with a gun is evil and bad, and so even a police officer makes you fearful or worried or upset coming there. It's just utterly incredible.
If we don't stay strong, if we don't have guys like me that are allowed to do their jobs, then the bad guys are going to start winning really, really fast, because these bad guys aren't normal members of society. They're just looking for an opportunity to strike, and they don't care who they damage or how they damage them. And we're the guys that are trying to stand in between you and that bad guy. And to do that, sometimes we have to use violence to counter violence. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.